as you're having discussions with the companies that reach out, one of the things that I usually ask them is, how are they going to store their digital storage? This is after digitization. And I've realized that many of them usually suggest hard disk or a USB. But are these the right tools to store your documents? And then number two, I always tell them to always ensure that they have a backup. Nobody ever thinks of a backup. And we've had bad experiences where we have clients who've lost all their documents because of not having backups. And this is a priority in the digitization process. So today I'm going to talk about 3 tools that companies can use to store their documents. And this also depends with the size of the company. You might find the company is a small company that has only 1, 2, or 3 people using these digital documents, or it's just a company, as a medium company with a few people within with one branch, or it can be a big company with many branches that would need a bigger storage space and would need that, and they would want all these documents to be stored in a central place whereby they can be accessed by people from the other branches. And these are the differentiators of this digital storage. So I'm going to talk about the 3 digital storage, and I'll also tell you where it's appropriate. So number 1, there are those free tools that you can use for digital storage. But as the documents grow, it reaches a point where you have to pay or you have to subscribe by paying a little bit more as the documents are growing. And these free tools can start from, you think Google Drive. You can use Google Drive to store your documents. All you have to ensure that they are done systematically with the indexing put in place in proper folders in such a way that when somebody is searching for the document, they're able to access without taking a whole day trying to search for these documents. If they are arranged systematically, labeled systematically, it is very easy to search on Google Drive. So it can be Google Drive, it can be OneDrive, it can be Dropbox, and many others. And these are usually appropriate for people who are solopreneurs who really don't have a lot of data to store, and they're the only ones who can access these Google Drives, or even 2 or 3 people in that company who are able to access these documents. So it doesn't need a lot of complications when it comes to searching for these documents. And then you can use open source, but many people are usually not comfortable with open source. This one is usually appropriate when you have an IT person within the company, whereby they can customize this tool to the company's needs. They'll put in the security required, they'll set up the way the documents are stored, and they'll ensure that the documents cannot leak. So with an IT person in place, it makes it easier to use open source, and it's much, much cheaper for a company to use this open source. So I can give examples of open source. There's Nextcloud. There's one called Paperless, and many others. So the moment you get this, you customize it to your own needs. And the advantage with this is as things are changing, also the upgrades are done automatically. And it is manageable for medium, small companies, and especially companies which don't have many branches. And then now the third one is the proprietary. And this one is usually very costly because this one is used by enterprises. This one is an EDMS, an electronic document management system. Also, all these are document management systems. But this one is more complicated, and it is being managed by the people who are supplying you with this storage system. They do the upgrades, they update in case of any change, but a company pays a subscription to get access to this EDMS. But there are 2 different types of EDMS, and I think now most companies who are supplying the EDMS are moving to the cloud space. Most of them are cloud-based. Though before there was the on-premise and then there was the cloud-based EDMS. The advantage of on-cloud EDMS is that the upgrades are done every time there's an upgrade, it is done automatically. But in this space, the suppliers or the vendors of the EDMS own the EDMS. So the moment you cannot manage to pay the subscription, you are not able to use the system. The moment things change, you get affected. If you have to move to another EDMS, yes, it is possible, but it is like renting out an EDMS. And then the second one, the on-premise, you have it, but in case of any upgrades, yes, you'll get it on your on-premise, but in case of any upgrade, you'll have to purchase the upgrade. You have to pay up for that upgrade. So if you are not comfortable with having your documents on the cloud storage, you better have an on-premise one for that peace of mind. And you can also use servers. You can also use servers. You have your own server and you have your documents stored in that internal server for that peace of mind, which would be good for medium-sized companies, in addition to these other tools that you use.